Hey, what's up, guys? This is Aaron from Joystick Studios, and today we've got part 2 of our comprehensive Dark Souls walkthrough. Alright, so this is part 2 in our comprehensive Dark Souls walkthrough, and for this section we're going to go through the Undead Burg, and we're going to fight the Taurus Demon. So this is the Undead Burg approach. It's like a aqueduct, and these guys are good to practice your parrying or backstabbing on because you're right next to Firelink Shrine. But for this little engagement here, it wants you to rush that one in the back with the shield and sword, so you get the fire thrown at you. But just try to lure them over here. Don't run in. That's one thing about Dark Souls is you want to lure your enemies. You don't want to just rush in. So this guy you can parry or use backstab. Remember to circle around his shield side. So see that guy up there? He's throwing fireballs at us, and that's why we didn't want to rush the guy down at the bottom. I was thinking I could hit him with my spell, but no, too far away. So when you come up here, normally you can just kick him off the edge, but he kind of moved up, which kind of sketched me out a little bit, so I don't ever panic. Don't ever panic. But anyway, just keep your shield up. These are just hollows, so they're not going to be a threat or anything. Take him out, and try not to go up the steps at all and lure him down, because then you'll have a 3-on-1 situation. You can just if you're a sorcerer, this is a sorcerer build. So if you're a sorcerer, you can take him out from distance, or maybe throw a throwing knife at him, or a firebomb, whatever. Just to lure enemies out is one very important thing in Dark Souls. So go ahead and jump across this bridge here. It seems like it's going to be much bigger of a pain than it is to get over here. I think I've only ever fallen once or twice. Now what we just picked up is the Ring of Sacrifice, and that's going to be kind of useful, because that'll allow us, when we die, the ring breaks, but we keep all our souls and our humanity that was on us when we die. So it's a one-time use to where when you die, you get to keep your stuff. So that's nice. So we're going to continue our way up here, and we're going to enter the aqueduct. And there's going to be a rat immediately behind us, so you're going to want to hang a left immediately when you walk in there, or that rat can come up behind you and poison you, which is not good, because you're not going to have a way to treat that poison unless you sit at a bonfire. So if you just rush him like that, he'll turn around, and you can pick up Soul of the Lost Undead. So as we go through this aqueduct kind of sewer thing, you're going to see a door up ahead. We're not going to go through there yet. It's locked, but we will come through. Yeah, I'm going to go show you. But we will come through from the other side. That's going to be a shortcut to the depths, which is going to be much later. So now when we get up here, there's going to be a couple hollows here. Like I said, just lure them out. Don't rush in. As you saw, only one aggroed on me. Now the other aggro's on me. Just fight your enemies. Try your best to fight your enemies one at a time. Don't want to get overwhelmed, because that makes the game a lot more difficult. The developers of Dark Souls 2 understood that. So anyway, this guy here, he throws fire bombs, and then that guy's going to come running out of that building there to sort of ambush you, because you're going to see the firebomb guy and run up to him, and then that guy's going to come up behind you. So just be careful with that. And we're going to go ahead and go through our first side area in the Undead Burg. As you can see, there's an item there on that ledge, and that's supposed to be your hint. You can also roll off that side over there by the barrels and end up down in this area. So that fog gate is where we have to go to continue the area, but we're going to go this little side path first and get all the items. So if you roll through these barrels here, you can jump down, get this item here, and as you can see, those hollows hanging on the ledges, they're going to try to ambush us. And that's not the only ambush in this area. But these two, I'm pretty sure you can hit them with a projectile and they'll fall. I try to hit their hands, because if you run up and swing your weapon onto their hands while they're hanging on the ledge, they will fall. Yeah, that was us. We're pretty, aren't we? There's nothing back there. It just goes to a dead end. So we're going to come around this way, and I'm going to try to knock him off, but he was already making his way up. But you won't trigger both of them if you just stay, you know, over to this. Oh yeah, he fell down. Or he didn't fall down. I think he got up somehow, and he's like walking around. I don't know what happened there. But actually, yeah, both of them will trigger when you jump down. But it's just two hollows. Now over here is the real deadly trap, because there's 4 of them. But you can just walk up and hit their hands and knock them down. And then you can deal with these 2. Just try to, you know, rush one, take him out before the other gets up. And then that is rubbish, which is literally nothing. The game even insults you for carrying it around, and I am having trouble finding it. Has no value. Who in their right mind would bother carrying this around? Perhaps you need help. Yes, we do. Oh, there's that hollow. I don't know how he ended up there. He's dead now. So get some humanity. Humanity is nice because it heals you, and it increases your basically like your luck, like your item drop rate from enemies and stuff. And you can the only thing is when you crack a humanity, it's slower than drinking from your Estus flask. So, you know, and when you die, you lose all your humanity unless you get back to your bloodstain. So, as you guys just saw, that doorway over there, we're going to get back. So there is the red dragon that we are going to see in the next episode when we make our way to the chapel kind of church area. So just, you know, lure these hollows out and take them out one by one. Now this part up here is a little tough because you have a hollow shooting a crossbow at you while you fight the other hollows. So you want to get these 2 down here first. And so now he's going to be shooting at you. The advice I would give for this is just try to stay moving. Just try to stay moving and listen to the sound cues. Because when you hear him shoot, move. And you should be fine. Come up here, take him out. He's so annoying. Okay, so here's one of the first areas in the Undead Burg. We're going to need the Master Key. I recommended getting it before, and here's why. This door opens with the Master Key. You can open this without the Master Key. You need the there's a key that you can buy from a merchant we're going to go talk to, and it'll open all these doors, but you definitely would rather just get the Master Key. You still need to get that key though, because there's an NPC you have to rescue with that key. That's all later though. I don't want to confuse you. So these enemies, this can be kind of tough, but just, you know, kick his shield out of his hand and then take him out. And if you are having trouble pulling off the kick, just swing at him once. And because these guys can be annoying because they just kind of turtle. But, and so you can't circle around him. So you kick his shield up and then you wreck him. But if you're having trouble getting those guys to swing at you, just go ahead and swing at them once. You know, don't do a heavy shot. Just do one single little swing, and then they'll block it off their shield, and then they'll start attacking you, and they'll open themselves up. So down here, we're gonna see an NPC that is a merchant, and he sells a lot of interesting stuff. We're gonna buy some stuff from him. We need to buy a bow and arrows, because I'm gonna show you guys how to get the Drake Sword. The Drake Sword is very, very powerful, and it'll help you a lot in the early part of the game. So there's the Residence Key. You want to get that Residence Key. That's what I was talking about before. It'll open all those doors. But, like I said, just get the Master Key, because the other items you have to pick from to start your game, you can get in the game, except for one, and that's useless. It's a pendant that has no use whatsoever. So get yourself a bow. Not a crossbow, just a bow so you can aim it better. Because we need to shoot the red dragon's tail to get the Drake Sword. But that'll be in the next episode. But we're buying it now because, you know, we come through here now. We're going to continue on this little side area to another ambush situation with hollows. For this, just lure them out. You know, try not to get all of them aggroed on you at once. And just be patient, keep your shield up. Remember, we have that shield from the dragon that we picked up. That's what we have equipped now. It's a 100% damage reduction shield, so that was one of the shields we picked up when we died the last episode. So we continue making our way up this ladder. And we're going to go into that room I was showing you before that I said we'll go to later, right before the dragon landed. You have to line yourself up, run across, and jump, and you will land here. This leads to a crossbow and a crossbow bolt. And you can even roll off right here back down to where we were. That's where the first interaction with hollows was in the Undead Burg. As you can see, this is where we went through the fog gate, and so it all loops back on itself. So that's the two side areas for this section. As you can see, that's the bridge that we will cross later. So one really neat thing about Dark Souls is you can literally see, the rest of the levels ahead of you. Everything is very connected, and that's my favorite thing about this game. Reminds me a lot of Resident Evil. You know how you kind of always loop back around and stuff like that. For some reason, for me, that's just always been something that I really liked. I enjoyed, when games do that. So when you rest at this bonfire, we now have a checkpoint. These two will aggro on you. I would just lure him back here so the other one doesn't shoot his crossbow at you, because that can be kind of annoying, and you can roll off the edge pretty easy. So you want to take him out, and usually one of the guys down there will aggro on you, but it'll take him a second to come up the stairs, and so you don't want to continue on to the next area and then have this guy come rush you from behind. So just be patient, let him make his way up here. Don't go down there though, because then you're gonna have to deal with all the others. Well, I believe there's only one other one down there. But so for this little part here, you got these guys throwing these fire bombs. Just sprint across. When you come in here, you're going to get aggroed on by 3 at a time. So this is going to be a bit of a difficult part. If you just stand in that doorway and use projectiles, though, you'll be okay. But with backstabs, you have invincibility frames. So you're not gonna take any damage. Just circle around these guys, backstab them or parry them, but try not to rush in and get all of them aggroed on you like I did. If you stand in the doorway, you can throw a projectile at them, and it shouldn't trigger the guy that comes through the door. But as soon as you walk in there, that guy's going to come through the door, and you're going to have 3 guys on you. And this guy you can't backstab, so you can either parry him or just slash him like I did. And in here is going to be another item. Black fire bombs. They're more powerful than regular fire bombs. Okay, so this next section, there's going to be 3 hollows. One's throwing a firebomb, and the other 2 have... one has an axe, and the other has a sword. Usually, I would recommend just rushing the one with the firebombs and taking him out first, and then dealing with the other 2. But, I managed to parry the first one, so... The firebomb guy never threw a firebomb, he just kind of rushed me. That's not a usual interaction there. Now, those firebomb guys were throwing the firebombs at us across the bridge back there. Now we get to have our sweet revenge. I always just kick them off the edge because it's more fun. But you can do it however you want. I thought he was going to throw a firebomb at me. He started to. But just be careful up here because, you're up on a high ledge, so. There is an item, so it's worth coming up here. Soul of the Lost Undead. So now there's another section that we needed the master key. Oh, I'm sorry, we're not going to it just yet. We're going to deal with this guy first. So this little section, you have to come up here and take this guy out first, because if not, you're going to be dealing with 3 more hollows down below, and he's going to be shooting bolts into your back the whole time. So take him out first, and I would, again, lure them out one at a time. That's, that's the best advice I can give for Dark Souls. Don't get grouped up on, and the game is infinitely easier. So you can see the difference between the sword and shield hollows and the spear and shield hollows. The sword and shield hollows are much more aggressive. So he just rushed me and started swinging, and the other one just kind of stood back and watched. But be careful, because if you open yourself up to the spear hollow, he will hit you. So, but just kick his shield out of his hand, or get him to swing at you, and then, you know, take him out. So we're gonna go deal with this Black Knight now. We're not gonna go through that door just yet. We will, though, don't worry. So I wouldn't recommend taking this knight on. You can kill him here, for sure. But there is another way. If you run this way and go into this courtyard, you can climb that ladder right ahead of me. And he can't climb ladders, and you can throw firebombs down at him until he dies. So you can do it that way, or you can just backstab him to death, which is what I do. And yeah, I wouldn't recommend, you know, fighting him right off the bat, though. So, but he's really not too bad. If you have that shield, you block 100% of physical damage, and unless he gets you with, you know, 2 or 3 sword strikes in a row that you don't, that you have to, you know, tank with your shield, you'll be fine. But if he guard breaks you, he's probably going to 1 or 2 shot you at this stage. But, you know, he just swings once or twice, and that's that. Circle around, backstab. Remember, circle around his shield side and backstab him. And he is dead. Black Knight sword, which I'm going to try to upgrade my character enough to use in this playthrough. So now, if we go down here, there is a treasure past him. So you can lure him out as well. Just lure him out and then leave him back there, and then maybe try to run down here and grab it. But be very careful with that, because he can corner you in this hallway, obviously. So we're going to go ahead and equip the ring. It's a good ring. It's a blue tier stone ring, and it boosts your defense when your HP is low. I mean, you don't have any other rings at this point besides that ring of sacrifice, which I wouldn't have on yet, unless you're going through a section when you know you're gonna die, or there's a very good chance you're gonna die, or maybe you have a ton of souls and a ton of humanity, and you're like, boy, I don't want to lose all this. Just throw that other ring on. So this is another door that you need the master key for, and this is probably one of the most important items you're going to get early game, and that is the gold pine resin, because it just wrecks the first few bosses. So especially the Taurus Demon, he's going to be done pretty quickly. Yeah, that's why you need the master key, or the residence key will open that up. But now we're going to make our way to the Taurus Demon. So I had a bit of an issue here. You're going to notice a big drop in quality. For whatever reason, my capture card was not recording when I fought the Taurus Demon, but I'm playing this on Xbox One, so I game captured my fight with the Taurus Demon. So there's going to be a bit of a quality drop here. Sorry about that. You know, hopefully it won't be a problem in the future. That door over there, which I didn't bother looking at, we will go through on the next video. And we're going to fight a very tough customer in there. But we're going to get a very, very powerful ring, which is, you know, very, very good. So there's going to be a crystal lizard here. And if you don't know what a crystal lizard is, it's a little, it's not really an enemy because it doesn't attack you, but it's a little creature that you can track. You gotta be quick because it'll dig its way like through the ground and disappear, but if you kill it quick enough, you'll get some very nice ores that you can use to upgrade your weapons with later. That was Twinkling Titanite, which is it's a shard of a Titanite slab, Twinkling Titanite slab. So now we're gonna take on the Taurus Demon. Now if you don't kill that crystal lizard, he will respawn later and you can go back and try it again. So just go rest at a bonfire and he should be back. Now, this boss fight, you got to take these two out, because if you don't take these two out, story of this area, you're going to have crossbow bolts in your back the whole time. So that's one of the most important things about the Undead Burg, is there's a lot of situations where you're fighting enemies in front of you and there's enemies behind you shooting at you. Now, don't be like me. Don't forget to use your gold pine resin until you get up that ladder. I usually put it on right here. So just walk up here until you see him run out, and then immediately turn around and run towards this ladder. And hopefully you'll have your gold pine resin on already. See, I figured out here. I'm going to have to put it on here. And if you're not quick enough up here, he will jump up here and start hitting you. So jump off and downward stab him just like the silent demon. Now you want to just stay under him, just like this, and just keep poking him. His foot can hit you, his claw, and that's literally, see how quickly he died. That's because the gold pine resin is very, very effective against demons. And with that, the Undead Burg is done. We're going to make our way towards the Bell Gargoyles in the next episode. So if you like what you saw here and you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you.